Hey guys, what's going on? It's Andrew from AR Media. In tonight's video, I'm going to review Logan in 4K UHD Blu-ray. Now, I gave this a watch in both versions tonight, and I'm going to give you the idea of the movie itself, the picture quality, and if it's worth the pickup. Now, let's get to it. So I was really pumped to see Logan. So I actually saw it a couple of weeks ago on digital HD, and then I watched it again when I picked this up today in both the color copy and the noir copy. And the noir copy is a black and white, but it's like a stylized black and white, but I'll get into that later in the review. So quickly I'll go over the movie, and I don't really want to talk about the movie too much because if you're not familiar with the X-Men franchise and Wolverine franchise, then you're not really going to appreciate it as much. So I'm just going to give my thoughts on the movie as a whole. Now, this is what I wanted from a Wolverine movie, a Logan movie. This is really what I wanted. It took the independent approach, in my opinion. It shot more like an indie film. They didn't care if they cursed. They didn't care how bloody and gruesome the sequences were, which I absolutely loved. Like, from the first scene in this movie, when you see how gruesome the killings are going to be, you know you're in for a treat. You know this is going to be action-packed, balls to the wall, and it really is. Like, I've never heard, Professor Xavier and Hugh Jackman cursing so much in my life, and it's great. It's a welcome addition to X-Men because they kind of needed like the grittier side after Deadpool, in my opinion, and this really brought it. The kills are amazing. The actress in this, the little girl, is amazing. Hugh Jackman, as always, is amazing, and this is just a definite watch. If you're a fan of the franchise, even if you're not a fan of the franchise, great movie. Really enjoyed this. Now onto the picture quality, what you guys came here for. Now, this was shot in 4K, and actually, I don't know what this was shot in. I believe it was shot on a mixture of like 6K and 4K cameras, but what matters is the digital intermediate is 4K. So you are getting very crisp detail in this. So compared to the Blu-ray, you are getting an upscale of detail, an upscale of facial tones. You could tell the hair on Hugh Jackman's face. And the one thing you could really tell in this is just how old Professor X and Wolverine are looking. They look so old in this movie. It's like somewhat depressing, especially on 4K. Like originally I just watched this on digital HD. They looked old. Then you watch it on 4K and you see Hugh Jackman ripping some bullets out of his skin. And you're like, damn, he's aging. He is aging. He's aging with us. It's an old franchise. What can we say? But anyway, the detail is impeccable. It's a big upgrade over the 1080p. No doubt about that, big upgrade. And for a 4K digital intermediate, you could expect that. This is a new movie, and, I heard it was shot on film. I didn't do too much research on this. I kind of wanted to go into this movie blind because I was hearing things about it, and I was hearing some grain and this and that, and I went into it blind on my OLED, and it blew me away. So now let's get on to the second most important thing. And on this movie, I did not think it would be as important as it is, but the HDR. The HDR on the desert scenes and really all the action scenes are fantastic. The yellows are so rich and vibrant in this. The sand has so many different shades of orange and yellows and really every color in between. And the blacks are very deep. On the nighttime scenes where Hugh Jackman's riding the limo, the blacks are extremely deep. It makes it very easy to make out the detail. And considering the brutal killings that are going on during these scenes, you want to see the detail for sure. Now, quickly, I'm just going to do a quick segment on the noir version. Now, I threw the noir version in. I watched about an hour and a half. I'm not going to lie, I didn't watch the full thing. And what I got out of it was, I think it was done really well. They redid the HDR for it because clearly that's necessary. So it brings a lot more out of the shadows because you're just working with black and white. And noir is a black and white stylized LUT, in my opinion, which is the lookup table. So when I color code videos, use a LUT, and noir is one of them. And it's a black and white, but a stylized black and white. And what I think that the noir version did to this film is it makes it a darker film. I think it makes it how the director really intended it to be. It makes it actually more indie, like I originally said. And I actually really like the noir version. In HDR, it looks fantastic. In 4K, it looks fantastic. Details impeccable. The blacks are inky black. And overall, I would recommend it because it comes with it. So it's nice. So you could switch off versions, whichever you prefer. Anyway, guys, I hope you liked this review tonight. Please throw me a thumbs up if you did. And please subscribe down below for more content in the future. Have a good night, guys. Hit me with your